We're recording.
Oh.
Hello and welcome back to our channel. I'm Dom.
And I'm Pete.
And it's been a little while since we've been on the camera, hasn't it?
It has, yes.
What have we been doing?
Loads actually, to be fair. We have done loads, but we just haven't been filming it. We had a little bit of a break, didn't we? So
break, yeah.
That makes it sound like we broke up.
No, we haven't broke up. We haven't broke up. So COVID obviously got in the way of things. Back in 2018, we first launched Dom and Pete's Guide, which was a first little tester of how we wanted to do it on YouTube, and we had a website, but it was just a lot of work. It was like full-time job just trying to keep up with all the bits and pieces. And it was a bit of a learning curve, wasn't it? So
massively. We really enjoyed doing the videos and things like that, but then, as with everybody else, COVID hit, which meant holidays got cancelled, so we couldn't take on our travels with us anymore. One of those was we were going to go to Florida, weren't we?
Yeah.
Back to do, was actually going to go do Disney, which we haven't done for years. And some cruises as well were sort of cancelled for us, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. I mean, we did do cruises. We did a coastal cruise over COVID, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
On Princess, which was really good cruise. It was cheap. 4 nights at sea, wasn't it? 4 nights at sea.
Down to the Bay of Biscay.
Around there.
Beautiful. It was like a pond. It was really, really good. And we got a really good deal on that one, didn't we?
We did. But I think with COVID and work and everything like that, the last thing I wanted to do was to vlog. I just wanted to relax.
We wanted to relax, didn't we? Yeah.
Through COVID we worked through COVID, so it was just a case of like it didn't stop for us. We were working, so
we just wanted to relax on our holidays then.
Yes.
But we've done a couple of holidays with family, haven't we? And now we think we want to be back. Yeah,
we want to be back, and I think we're going to do it differently. We're going to do more talking to the camera, because I think last time I've learned some stuff as well with YouTube, like just on what you can do legally for copyright music and other things like that. So I'm kind of like, okay, let's go.
We weren't too fast, were we? Because it started off a good way to show the family our travels instead of scrolling through 700 photos and boring everyone to death. We decided, it started off like that, didn't it, where we'd make videos. So we weren't really too fussed about music or anything like that, whereas now that we're liking to do it more of a hobby and more of with you guys, bring you guys along, we've learned a lot, haven't we?
How did it start, Pete? How did we start cruising? Well, that's the first thing.
How did we start cruising? Well, I was very, very lucky, and for my 21st birthday, I know what you're thinking, only a couple of years ago, but it was ages ago, Dom surprised me with a cruise around the Caribbean, and also a couple of days either side in Orlando. So we got to go to Universal and things like that. It was total surprise. Everyone at work, we had fake rotors and everything. 100% surprise. My birthday morning, it was here's your present. We're going to Florida tomorrow to get on a cruise. So
it was a bit of work. I had no idea what I was doing. I wish there were a lot of vloggers at that time that were making vlogs about cruising, because we were completely...
It makes me sound ancient, doesn't it?
but we were completely thrown in to a cruise.
Why did you choose a cruise? Because I don't think I even was looking at cruises at the time.
No, you didn't want to do a cruise because literally 2012, that incident happened in Italy with
Costa Concordia.
Costa Concordia, and you were like, I'm never doing a cruise, and I'm like going,
off the list.
I'm thinking I've already booked a cruise. I'm thinking I'm not telling you again on the cruise, so it was done as a surprise. It was advertising. I think because that incident happened, I think cruising was cheaper as well, because I don't think everybody wanted to go on a cruise after they saw that incident. So it was cheaper. But I remember hiding in our car outside our flat, and I was on the phone, and it was Virgin Holidays at the time. There was a guy on the phone, and I said, look, I want to surprise my husband with a cruise for his birthday. all right. And he was just going through, and he was just like, well, age group and stuff like that. And he goes, yeah, perfect cruise. It's Carnival Cruise. It's going to be perfect for you and stuff like that. So it literally was a Carnival Cruise, was the first one. So we did make a video many moons ago, you know, when iPhones didn't have stabilizers, and we found it on the computer today, didn't we? And we've just watched it back. So we're going to share that video with you.
We're going to show you the video.
Yeah, we're going to show you the video.
It's so old, it might as well be in black and white. But we're going to bring you along for the experience.
Bring it along, and we'll talk you through our holiday, where it goes.
So yes, so we started, like I said, it was my birthday and you surprised me. I had nice cards and it was all designed, had the cruise ship on it, and it said going off to Florida the next day, and
yeah,
I could not believe it. That was the last thing that I expected to be doing.
It did. You, and even your reaction here when you're reading it, you go like, what?
It was literally. I think I was a bit, because I don't particularly like flying. I'm used to it now, and I'll do it because nothing's going to get in my way of a holiday. But I think instantly that means I've got to go on a plane. I haven't been on a plane for years, and I was a bit not panicking.
What were you more worried about, the flight over or the?
Yeah, the flight. I think that was the main thing for me.
So we first we booked in, and we were at, with our bank at that time. We had a VIP lounge kind of access. So we were in like Gatwick. We had one of those like lounges that you could kind of like use, which was kind of cool. And we flew with Virgin Atlantic. Look, there's a photograph of me there where I've got hair. I know it's quite remarkable.
Young and everything.
And there's typical photographs there.
Yeah, so we did 3 days or 4 days, I can't remember which, in Orlando itself. As you can see, I'm very excited about my IHOP breakfast, loved it. And during that time, we did Universal, which I love. It's got Harry Potter there. That's one of the main things that's the main focal point for me, because I'm a total Harry Potter fan. So, as you can imagine, Universal is just phenomenal. It's great fun, there's so much to do. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, lots of shops, and yeah. It's a good holiday. Universal Studios is a really good place. A lot of people go to Florida. They just go to Disney, but you know, Universal Studios is getting bigger and bigger. And
oh yeah, well they're building the third park now, so that would be amazing when that opens. We'll have to go back. We need to go back.
Exactly. So then we literally, I had to drive. So part of this was for us to basically hire a car while we were out there, and I had to drive down to Miami, and the guy on the phone, it's straight down. Yeah, right. It wasn't that as easy as that. It was like sat nav, which lane, 8-lane highway. But we finally got to the port of Miami, where the Carnival Liberty was there waiting for us. We were completely brand new. I think we just got there just in time. I had no idea. I had no idea what boarding time was, but I remember it wasn't long. We just basically got on, and yeah, first show of the ship was absolutely amazing. It was like had everything we needed: hot tubs, water slides. There were elevators going down into the lobby. And if you've ever been on the Carnival Liberty, how would you describe the Carnival Liberty?
Well, now I'll describe it as old. It certainly ain't the cruise ships we're used to now, but at the time, it was. I just remember going, "Whoa, this is all on the ship," and I couldn't believe it. And now, compare it to the ships we've been on recently, like Iona, and we're going on Arvia soon. It's a phenomenal size difference compared to this one and that. I just couldn't believe it at the time.
I think, like you say, decor on board now. You kind of like look at it and you kind of think. It needs a good overhaul, but you know, as for our first cruise, we were really kind of like excited by it and stuff like that. So towel animals, yeah, that was completely new to us.
I mean, that's something I like, Carnival.
And it was a balcony. It was a balcony cabin. You know, it was really good. You know, we were really happy with it. I mean, for your first cruise, it's a good ship, really.
I thought it was good, yeah. Obviously, back then they were doing full-week itineraries, things like that. It's changed now because it's so many years ago. I think it's more of a short-haul party cruise now. So,
yeah,
probably not what we would choose to do now, to be honest. But back then it was perfect.
And like I say, would I do a Carnival cruise again? We were saying that recently, weren't we?
We've done 2.
We've done 2, but would I do a carnival? It's very different now compared to what we are kind of like used to. So the first port of call, so basically we left Miami, we were a day at sea, and then we were in Cozumel, Mexico, which should be coming up on the screen right about now. And yeah, that was it was really, 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 really good.
Amazing. Paradise Beach.
This is all about planning. So I had nothing booked, so I didn't even think about booking excursions or tours or anything like that because I didn't know I needed to. I just thought, we'll just get off the island and wander around. And then we got there and it was a bit like, oh, right, okay, we need to do something. We literally got into a taxi. And it was literally, take us to this beach. It's free. This is like free beach. And literally, we're getting in this dirt road, and we are literally just driving down this road at like 50 miles an hour or 70 miles an hour, no seatbelt, and I was just like, oh my god, I hope I've got travel insurance. Anyway,
I think he took us to some relative's place.
No. He took us to the place that we wanted to go to, and you could tell why it was free. And literally, it was this dirt road up this beach, and then we got there, and then there was some guys doing maintenance. There was nobody else there at this like beach, place that we were going to. Every sunbed was a different brand or a different kind of like. I
remember the pools weren't clean either.
No, they were green. They were green, and it was kind of like, He said, "You're here for the free booze and stuff like that. We're going to get you really drunk." And I was just like, "That's not us. That's not us. We're not after that sort of thing." We were just like, we're just having a little wander, just having a little look, and we went onto the beach bit. And I think we turned right, and when we turned right, it was like basically, we walked down the beach a little bit, and then there was like a sign saying basically trespassers will be shot. And we were like, God, how are we going to get back? And then we didn't want to go back to the same way because these guys were kind of wandering. So we walked off further down towards, we took a left and we walked on further down, and we saw like it looked like a resort that had like inflatables in the sea. And anyway.
It looked all right from the beach. It looked okay, and we were like, yeah, it's fine.
And anyway, we kind of like, we spoke to one of the members of staff there, and he kind of said, yeah, help yourself, take a sunbed. And he said, I think it was a small price that we had to pay, which was like $20 or something like that, to just have a wristband, which basically gave us access to the facilities and stuff. And we were kind of like, this, it was like what. It's like after the first experience there, we were kind of like, what are we letting ourselves into? And I think it was halfway through, you kind of said, I need to go.
No, it was you.
Yeah.
And then
was it me? Was it?
Yeah. And then you went to find the restrooms. The next thing I know, you were like, Pete, come with me. And I was like, why? I'm quite content here on the beach. I'm not going anywhere. And then he literally dragged me away from the beach, and it's called Paradise Beach.
Paradise Beach. And
it literally was. There was a pool,
swim up bar. It was palm trees. There was like gift shops, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I really,
really
I really
nice.
like this.
So we got back to the beach, and the first thing I said to Dom was, right, we're ordering food because this place looks really nice.
So as you can see, some of the pictures that are on the screen now of that location, and it was a really, really good beach. I'm
not sure if it's still there, so if it is, if you been recently,
if you go to Cozumel, Paradise Beach, it is there, hopefully.
Is it still paradise?
Is it still paradise? And have they kept up? This was this is in 2012, so it's a long time ago now, so
oh gosh.
But yeah, it was a really, really good kind of experience. Again, sorry about the camera footage. This was shot on probably an iPhone 4 or 5 along in those days, so it's not such a thing, but yeah, it was a really good experience in that.
It was a good day, and I'll definitely go back. So if there's a cruise with Cozumel as a location, you sign me up, it's fine.
And I think the next port of call that we went to was Belize, which I don't think we took any video footage or any pictures of, because it was a very short kind of like stopover for us. So Belize was a port that the ship couldn't go into port, so it basically was, we had to use a tender. I remember the security was all really, really tight, and I think if there was a port that you need to do your research and your homework, Belize was probably that port.
Massively. And an excursion with the cruise line.
Yeah, excursion with the cruise line. So if you, I mean, that was then. I don't know what it's like now, but it definitely is something you want to do. Our experience was we kind of was just planning to go out of the port and just have a little wander around the city on our own, a little bit of leisure, because we kind of saw the city was kind of like there.
Yeah.
We got into the port, and one of the first things I noticed was that the shops were quite bare. There was like, there was a little shop and it had toothpaste, but it was like really, really expensive. So I kind of thought, okay, you're in a different kind of like part of the world here. The country's obviously a lot poorer, things are a lot more expensive. And then we literally got to the port gates, and there was an American family that were doing the same as us, going out for a walk. And literally there were like armed guards keeping these crowds of people out of the port. And literally this American family went out and they pretty much got mobbed. They swarmed around. It's like trying to sell them stuff. And there were people trying to climb the gates and the fence, like trying to heckle us in for like a tour with them and stuff like that. And I think we just basically went, no. We were just like...
But we stayed within the port gates, if that makes sense, and then we made some chocolate, didn't we?
Yeah, we went to there was like a chocolate factory there at the port, and we still did stuff on there. The one good thing about it, we did get back onto the ship a lot sooner than everybody. Yeah. So we literally had the whole cruise ship pretty much to ourselves. So literally there were a few people there, but it was all right. So I remember that day. I remember on board the ship they had the best burger place that you could get, which was Guy Grill's, or I can't remember his name. Guy Grill's Burgers or something like that.
Grills.
Not Guy, yeah, you know what I mean. It's Grill's Burgers, or I don't know. Oh, well, I'll put a thing in the thing after when I do some research on what it was actually called. But I have to say it's probably the best burger of the sea, isn't it? So
yeah.
What are you laughing at?
You make me laugh.
Why am I laughing?
You make me laugh. So Belize wasn't particularly successful, but again, we learned from that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Where did we go next? Oh, Roatan.
Yeah.
That's how you say it. I can't remember.
So again,
Albany Bay, wasn't it?
Yeah. So again, we got there, didn't we?
I can't remember.
So
did we?
There was a beach that it was free for the cruise line. That basically it was just for a thing, but we decided to go for a private beach on an excursion, which was really, really nice. But I remember getting stung by jellyfish on the sea, and I remember the lifeguard. I remember going to the lifeguard saying, "Does this happen a lot?" And he went, "No." But then right next to him was a whole vinegar, like for jellyfish stings. So I was just like, "Well, obviously you do." But again, this was like a private beach that was taken away, so it wasn't as busy with all the tourists from the cruise ship. The only thing I found with it was people kept walking up and down trying to sell you stuff. It was just like, no, go away. I don't wish to buy anything. But especially when they're coming up to you on the beach and you just want to relax and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say that overly spoiled it, but
no, because they kept their boundary. They just walked up and down that sort of bit, didn't they? So it was just like anybody else on walking up to the beach. It was just they kept asking you though, didn't they?
They kept it. So that was quite nice. We didn't take lots of pictures there. And I think the next one was the Cayman Islands. And again, we had to tender here because the ship couldn't get docked into the thing. So we had a great shot of the front of the ship. And I was actually really impressed with
the Cayman Islands. We did a tour, didn't we? We went up. Is that the Cayman Islands?
No, you're thinking of St. Martin.
I'm thinking of St. Martin. Sorry, that's a different cruise, I think. Cayman Islands. We walked along the beach, didn't we?
We did. We walked along the beach. We had a great time on the beach, and then we got back. And then on the way back, as some of the pictures I think are coming on the screen now, basically they had water spouts off the coast, which was a bit like going, oh, okay, like that. But everyone was almost like it, just ignoring these big, massive tornadoes in the sea.
As you're getting on your little tender to the cruise ship.
But it was good. It was, managed to capture that. Apparently that's a rare sight. And then it pretty much was a day back to sea, back to Miami, pretty much. So,
But,
and
that was our first cruise.
That was the first cruise.
What did you think of it?
I absolutely loved it and fell in love with cruising. I've learned a lot since. We've been on many a cruises since, and I kind of look at Carnival Legends and not Carnival Legend. We went on Carnival Legend to Alaska, but we went on Carnival Liberty, and you know, it was one of those cruises that it's your first one, so you don't know what to expect. And you know, would I rush to go back onto the Liberty? Probably not.
Probably not now, but I think if you'd asked us when we got off of it, we'd be straight back onto it.
100%. I think for the type of cruises that it's doing at the moment, where it's what someone called it's like a US booze cruise off of thingy. So I kind of go, would I want to do that now? Probably not. I'd rather probably just stick with other cruise lines. But you know, it's for a first cruise. If you're young and you want to party, I think Carnival is probably a really good kind of like cruise line for that kind of age group.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially for the younger people.
Because there's always a party going on, isn't there? However, on this ship, it was really good because they had the Serenity area, didn't they?
Yeah.
So if you didn't want to party, you can just go and relax in the adults only Serenity area.
Yeah.
That's my only tip if you booked, because they still got them, I believe, in Carnival. So remember the Serenity area if you want a nice relaxing area during your Carnival cruise.
Yeah. And you know, it was a trip to Florida as well, which, you know, you can tie in all the theme parks and all the American kind of like, you know, things that you do when you go to Florida and stuff like that. And actually, I came back and it felt like we had been away for 4 weeks. I think the whole trip with the cruise around the Caribbean really broke Florida up, and it was quite relaxing.
Because we split it, didn't we? So we didn't do a week in Florida, then a week's cruise.
Yeah.
We did like 3 a week, then 4, or sort of vice versa.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it made it like 3 holidays, really.
Yeah. It was good.
It was a good way to do it. It was a very good way to do it.
It was a good way, and then, like I say, since then we were hooked on cruising. And I think our next cruise that we did was
after that one.
Yeah, can you remember?
No.
Can't remember. It's our honeymoon.
Was it the honeymoon?
It's our honeymoon.
On
yeah.
Freedom
of the Sea. So, I think,
which was obviously Royal Caribbean, and we went from
Port Canaveral.
Yeah.
So that was the first time we went from Port Canaveral. So,
and then we went up to New York afterwards.
Yes, we did. So, right. So we won't bore you with that one just yet. I hope you found some of our talking informative with some of our camera work, which was, you know, over 10 years ago. Just remember, it was on an iPhone 4. So it's not as good as it is now, and when you look back, you look at it and you go, it's really dated. When I remember it, and I don't remember it as bad as watching that, but it does show me that the Caribbean, it's something I want to go back to. So if you did like this video, please give us a like, please, and subscribe. Yes, please, and please, you know, was any of the information we said interesting to you? Does it bring back some memories if you went on a Carnival cruise, and would you do a Carnival cruise from looking at some of the pictures there? Or if you've got any questions about a Carnival cruise around those ports, then just drop us a comment and we will get back to you. But we'll come back again for another episode of us looking back at some of the
looking back at Pete and Dom.
Yeah, looking back at Pete and Dom. A look back, kind of like video on our next one, which was our honeymoon, and we were on Freedom of the Sea. So it was a Freedom class ship with Royal Caribbean. It's our first one. Was it good? Was the service amazing? I don't know. You'll have to find out. You'll have to wait and find out. But yeah, yeah.
That's all.
I'm losing it.
He's lost it.
I've lost it.
So subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye bye.